All right, guys. Come on in. Let's get everybody in here. Great day yesterday. Yes, great day yesterday. Hope everybody enjoyed the 3-0 day yesterday. It's that time of day, Griffin. If you don't have VIP yet, you're missing out. Thanks for promoting T-Push. But guys, listen to T-Push, because if you don't have the VIP, you're missing out. Again, I don't want to do selfish plugs, but if you just come in here on the live, and you're not a How to Beat the Bookie member, you missed another winner last night. What I do last night, I guess it was 11:13 p.m., halftime of the Pelicans-Portland game. Thought it was a great spot for us. Sure enough, we knocked that game down. We took Pelicans minus 10.5, and we took another one down for a 3-0 night. Guys, if you're new, you want to go to the website, howtobeatthebookie.com. You want to go there and become a member, and you want to do it before April 6th. April 6th, our prices will be going up. Again, howtobeatthebookie.com is the website. Right now, we charge $19.99 a week for website access, $39.99 for VIP messages. What do you get with VIP messages? Yesterday, you would have got at 8:48 a.m. Heat plus 5. Remember that time, 8:48 Eastern. And then at 11:13 p.m., you would have got Pelicans second half minus 10.5. Those are winners. So we don't stop fucking working. Work right through. A little bit right after the Pelican bet, we sent out a bet for today. You got a capper out there that gives you bets today for tomorrow? I sent out the Hawks minus 5 last night. Let's say at about 11:20. Sent it out at 5 last night. That game is sitting at 6 now. I do what no other, but they're not even cappers. These guys out there are touts. Big difference between touts and cappers. I make lines on games. I know what the number's supposed to be. I recognize when there's a weak line. Okay, other guys are touts. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what a line is. They hear people talking about games, or they just fucking take my games. Okay, so 8:48 in the morning, you get with the VIP message. We start as early as 8 a.m. and you can get a game at halftime of the late game at nighttime. We work around the clock. We don't stop working. So that's the difference. VIP, those prices will be going up April 6th. If you're grandfathered in, if you become a member, or if you've been a member prior to April 6th, you will be grandfathered in at our original prices. And as long as you don't cancel, your price will never go up. A year, 5 years, 10 years from now, your price will never go up. You cancel, then it's a different game, guys. Tell Stu Fine to go shove it up his ass. Fuck Stu Fine, these are all fakes. Guys, 99% of the guys out there are fakes. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're touts, okay? One of the guys sent me in my DM yesterday, J.A. Cavalier, had Heat plus 5. Oh, wow, what a surprise. Guys are giving out games, like I said, 4, 6, 8 fucking hours after I give out the games. And like I said, I give out the games at a fucking number that they try to get the number later in the day when they got to buy the number up a point or two. Excited to watch Bucks Nets game. Should be a great game, prop teacher. We'll see you back here on Monday, right? I took that Hawks at 9:30 p.m. yesterday. Okay, Mikey, so I'm going to guess you're a West Coast guy because I didn't send that out till about 11:30, I guess 11:20 East Coast time. Hawks all day. We'll go through the games, guys. Mavs easy as fuck. Mavs easy as fuck because if you were talking about last night, that certainly wasn't easy as fuck. I was so aggravated the first half, I actually made a little video. Mavs winning with the fence. And they gave up 67 points in the first fucking half to the Cavs. They went back to basics, and they held them down to 45 points, and that's why they won that game last night. but certainly not easy as fuck. It looked pretty easy in the third quarter. Trying to profit. Okay. Where do I go for VIP for the month? You go to the website, howtobeatthebookie.com. Go, guys, go to the website, become a member before April 6th. Especially my guys out there that I've had forever. I want you guys, make sure you're happy with the service you got. If you're thinking about upgrading, now is the time to do it. If you want to get both VIP and the website access, if you want to go for monthly instead of week to week, now's the time to do it. Whatever you've got, April 6th, that's what you're locked into, okay? If you change it after that, you're subject to the new price. That's how these computer things work. That's shit that's out of my hand. What I told B is I don't want my guys that have been with me all this time, as long as they don't cancel, to pay more. So upgrade your service. Right now is the time to do it before April 6th. You've seen the videos, guys. All we fucking do is win. My guys that have been with me, you know what I've done to the NBA all year. But you know, I talk about it because we always got a bunch of new guys. Again, the guys that have been with me forever, you know, when we started these lives, we had a few people. Yesterday, we hit fucking 270, I think the number was. This number's going to be in the thousands. You guys are going to be the first guys that we hear to make it happen. Because nobody can do in the NBA what I do. They just can't do it. Okay? Beat the number every day. I give you games a day ahead of time. Come on. Show me somebody that can match me in the NBA. Can't be done. Gonna beat the fucking shit out of the Major League Baseball also. I told you guys, be able to lose. We're gonna bet on 90% dogs. When you bet on the dogs, you're gonna lose more times than you win. Difference being, we win 44% of our games. We're gonna be a big winner for the year. We don't have to win 50% when we're betting dogs every day. We win 50%, we're gonna be jumbo. So get ready for that. No fucking crying. We lost. Guys, gotta take. I'm not a prophet. Guys, I'm not a prophet. Okay? I'm a guy that knows this fucking gambling game better than anybody. And over time, I'm gonna win. But we're gonna have some losers. It's just that way. Sometimes it's gonna be a streak. Your hottest hitters in baseball sometimes run into a cold streak. But by the end of the year, you know they're batting 300, 40 home runs, 100 RBIs, and that's what you're gonna get out of me. Your favorite camper would pay big money just to look at John's notepad. Are you ready? I'm going to give you a look. This is fucking as old school as it gets. There's the fucking notes, guys. I've been doing it the same way forever. Okay? And that's every fucking day. If some of the new guys would say, so maybe he got on the right side. No. I beat the number every day. Today's a small beat, only 1 point. And that's because there's injury questions on the Hawks today. What the heck is this not flowing right? Anyway, let's get going. Who do we got up here? We got, let me lock him in. And Jordan, we're going to talk a little college before we do this NBA card because we got a short card. How's it going, Ben?
Good, John. How you doing? Whipped out the black tank top, huh?
I'm actually just coming in from a little exercise, so that's why I'm in a little bit of a rush here. The hair's a little wet. It's not standing up nice like yours, although I do like your hair. I got it. If I'm you, I'm staying with the hair instead of the baseball cap.
Yeah, I've been growing it out for a little bit, so we'll see how long we keep it.
All right. Let me pop Jordan in here, and you guys got a little college games to talk about tonight. And there he is. Jordan, what's happening?
What's up, fellas? How are you?
Okay, I guess you didn't do your hair as pretty as Ben. You're still sporting.
I'm a big hat guy. Backwards hat. This is like gross. Yeah, no, it can be pretty. It just isn't. About six days a week. It's not pretty.
All right, let's get you. So let's talk about what you guys got going on tonight before we go to the NBA part.
Yeah, Jordan. I don't know if you have any action on this NIT game tonight, but Xavier versus A&M. Excited to see if we're on the same side here on this one. I'm actually rocking with Xavier plus the 4.5 in this one, guys. And I'll give a little breakdown here and to see what Jordan thinks. But they've beaten 2 SEC teams already in this tournament. They get past Vanderbilt, they get past Florida. And in the prior to their conference play, you know, they were tested with some teams like Ohio State, Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech, who won the ACC tournament, won all those games. This A&M team outside of the SEC, they haven't done too much except for lately. So they got hot there in the SEC tournament. It's kind of carried on over a little bit into the NIT tournament now. You got a really big backcourt advantage here for Xavier. They have the size, they have the rebounding. They're going to outmatch them down low. This is where the game kind of like this line comes, right? So it's a 4.5 line. Without the Scruggs injury, now Scruggs is probably Xavier's best perimeter defender. This line's more of a pick 'em. But with him, I make it a pick 'em with Scruggs in. With him out, I make it more around 2. We got 4.5, and that's where I see the edge.
Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure, Ben. Xavier plus 4.5. This is a championship game. I expect, it's going to be, defense wins championships. So I'm also looking at the under in this game. I think both teams are really going to dig in. And, yeah, like you said, Xavier's, from the beginning of the year with their win against Ohio State, they've beaten some teams of high caliber. And everyone's hot, everyone's hot on A&M right now just because they've been blasting teams. I don't see that happening tonight. 63% of the money's on, the public money's on A&M. I'm going against the public on that. I'll go with the 37% in Xavier with the points.
Yeah, I have the same read, and I have public's all over A&M, and apparently this entire chat's all over A&M. So against us, wish you guys the best of luck, but definitely think the edge there is with Xavier.
We have one more than we've lost, and we've been on the same side. So at least we got that, those good vibes going.
Guys, how about for Saturday? Any look ahead to Saturday's Final Four?
Yeah, Final Four, guys. This Duke-UNC matchup, and we can start there. That's just the big game of the week. Obviously, everyone's talking about it everywhere. For me, very heavy lean to Duke, actually. Money's coming in a little bit on UNC. I'm hoping that line gets dropped down to 3.5. Don't know if we're going to get lucky enough to get it that low, so I'm actually waiting to see if the money will push that line down. But with the revenge factor for Duke, after they kind of got blown out at home by UNC in the last game of the regular season, the way they've been playing, you have this UNC team coming into this tournament. I mean, UNC, they've done great in the tournament. But this line would be a bit more closer to 6 and 7. I mean, when they met in the last game of the regular season, it was a double-digit line. Obviously, there was a Duke home court advantage in that game. But this is a pretty low line for the matchup. Money's still coming in on UNC, and that's a big revenge factor in a rivalry matchup. And got to go with Duke on this one.
I'm actually against you on this one, Ben. I like UNC in the points. I think they're the hottest team, left in the tournament right now. I did think UCLA was going to beat them, but now I'm thinking UNC is actually going to make a run and win the whole thing. And my, call it my trend for the entire week. These are Final Four and championship games we're talking about here. I'm thinking it's going to be a very hard fought game defensively by both teams. So I'm looking at the under 151 on UNC Duke as well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that under read. The line's ticked up a little bit from 149.5. And I think with the money coming in on the over, it's going to continue going up. So I'm hoping that number keeps climbing for that under. But and then the other matchup, guys, Kansas and Villanova. This one is another game where Villanova, similar line, 4.5 now at this point. Kansas, as you guys know, they were my pick the other day when John had asked, because I was originally with Texas Tech to win it all. Then John asked me, and I went with Kansas. And I still like this Kansas team. I think they're the best two-way team and left in the tournament, but 4.5 is just too many points. Haven't decided if I'm going to pull the trigger on this game yet with Villanova. My lean is definitely to Villanova. The underdog 4-1 against the spread last 5 meetings. Nova's just been covering defensively. They've been very sound in the tournament. Just tournament history. I mean, Jay Wright, they're 21-6 against the spread last 27 tournament games, and obviously a lot of that's them being favorites. Going to give them 4.5 points is a lot of points. Can't go against it. But going to have to wait and see. I might look for a halftime line. They've been pulling away in games in the second half a little bit.
And I think they're 20-3 with Jay Wright coaching in their last 23, which is just insane. I'm actually on the other side though. I like Kansas in the under on this one. I just think the game against Providence. Obviously, they didn't play very well in the. Providence, they didn't play well in the first half, and then.
Who's Jordan?
Sorry, guys, you there?
We got
dropped my fucking phone. Sorry. I'm sorry. You guys hear me?
We with you.
Okay. I like Kansas on this one. I think the injury of Moore being out, that's 15 points and between 5 and 6 rebounds a game, that they have to try to money ball their way back. into. He's a key component for their team. I think Kansas is hot right now. Like you said, a game or two ago that they could win the whole thing. I think they could also. I see them and UNC in the finals.
All right, guys. So who are we looking at to take the whole thing now? Jordan and Ben.
I'm still not off Kansas taking the whole thing. I just don't think they cover against Villanova. I think that point's going to be decided within 3 points. I think Villanova has a chance for the upset. Coming into the tournament, I didn't believe that because Duke just choked in the regular season. They choked in the ACC tournament, and I thought they were going to continue choking here in March Madness. So far, they've shown up. So far, they've been the most consistent. And I don't know, maybe the Coach K, Cinderella story of him going out is going to come to a reality. I definitely think that they're going to get past UNC in this matchup. So we'll see who they get in the final. But my lean is still Kansas to win. I just don't think they cover against Villanova.
And Ben?
That's fair. I am worried with the UNC Duke game that the higher power may come into play here, give Coach K a couple extra calls. I do like him with the points. I don't necessarily think UNC will, I like UNC to win the whole tournament. I do fear that the couple extra calls for Duke will maybe give them the edge to win the game, but I like UNC with the points. If UNC gets past this game, I like them to win the whole thing over Kansas.
All right, guys. Jordan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, fellas. Good to see
right.
you all. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Cap, and we'll see how good the hair looks and rate you next to Ben.
You got it, buddy.
All right.
Do that tomorrow. All right, buddy. Take care.
Hey, man.
Later, buddy.
All right, guys. Let's do some NBA. Only 5 games tonight. Again, like I said, hopefully everybody caught a 3-0 night last night. If you're not a How to Beat the Bookie member, go to the website, howtobeatthebookie.com. Become a member. Guys ask me all the time in the DMs. What do you suggest? Should I VIP? Should I take the website? Guys, do both. If you do both right now for the week, it's $54.99. Still, guys are charging $50 a day for throwing darts at a fucking dartboard. Those are touts. $54.99. You get the game sometimes as early as 8 a.m. Then you can go to the website and read why I'm betting on that game. Not only that, but you get my exclusive home and away ratings. These ratings alone will tell you what the line should be once you add in some other factors. Like I say, my ratings are a base number. We'll give you a little look at that tonight. So Philadelphia and Pistons, that's the first NBA game tonight. Now, first look, this game's 9.5. And you're like, well, big number. We've been on the Pistons. Pistons are on this historic cover run, 16-2-1 against the spread their last 19 games. Thing here is you get Philly coming off the loss to Milwaukee. They need to get a win to get straightened out. And for Philly, no better team than the Pistons. They're 14-2 straight up. 12-4 against the spread. Their last 16 games against the Pistons. This is the team to get right. If you go to the website, you go to my ratings, I have about an 11.7 difference more towards the 76ers. I'm not going to buck the current against the spread trend that the Pistons are. So I can't lay that, but I can't take the Pistons because of the how Philly's dominated them in the past, Ben.
Yeah, guys, Philly 14-2, 12-4 against the spread. Last 16 meetings, pretty damn dominant, if you ask me. But Pistons, like John said, just too hot right now to go against it. Sixers haven't been covering the best on the road, 1-4-1 against the spread last 6 road games. They actually struggle here against some of the bottom half of the league. They're 0-4 against the spread. The last 4 against teams below 400. So if I had to give a lean on this game, I would look to get the Pistons live at a better price. See if Sixers are up. Maybe in the back half of this game, they're coasting, going to start resting some guys. As far as the total goes, you have the Sixers have been playing to the over lately, 3-1-1 their last 5. The matchup history goes strictly to the over. It's 7-0-1 the last 8 meetings. Pistons have been playing a bit to the under. That's the thing keeping me off. Going to be interested to see the pace coming out lately. But Pistons have been playing a bit slower, and they've been playing some pretty decent defense, actually. So not going to be touching that total pregame, but if the pace is there tonight, could be looking at an over.
Milwaukee Bucks at Brooklyn Nets. These teams played the playoffs last year. Milwaukee took them down 4-3. They've met 3 times so far this year. Bucks won the 2 earlier games, And then Brooklyn shocked them in Milwaukee by winning by 3 points in February. Go to the website. I've got Milwaukee rated 1.2 points better on the road than I do have the Nets rated in Brooklyn. You guys, if you're followers of the program, you know how we beat the fucking Nets up at home. They are horrible at home. Ben will give you the stats in a minute. Milwaukee's actually been playing some good basketball on the road. They're coming off the tough game, a win against Philly. Are they satisfied with that? Brooklyn, a disappointing showing, which I knew they would have against the Pistons. They were lucky to even get the win there. My lean here is +2 with the Bucks. That game has gone up from 1 to 2. I'm seeing where it goes for the rest of the game. A lot of these last games, guys, 5, 6 games each team has left. Who is coming with the game tonight? So is this more? Does Brooklyn want this one more? Does the Bucks want this one more? With Milwaukee, I'm sitting until I know everyone is in the lineup, because you know what Milwaukee does with sitting guys at rest. So right now, my lean is Milwaukee +2. Haven't made a bet on this one yet, though, Ben.
Yeah, guys, really tough to back this Brooklyn team at home. It's 8-28-1 against the spread at home this season. Dead last in the NBA. Just been abysmal there. So already tough. I mean, Kyrie Irving hasn't been playing so well lately. So, you know, obviously he's going to be getting up for this game. It's one of those, it's a game both teams need, in the sense that Bucks are 1 game back behind Miami. The Nets right now sitting in the 8th seed, half game up on the Hornets. You know, that 8th to 9th spot, that's just an extra game of security in the play-in tournament. So obviously you want to try to be in the 8 or 7 seed. So both teams coming for a game. There's playoff history to it. We could see this matchup again in the postseason this year, and just can't take this Nets team at home. But feel like the Kyrie's coming for a game. Feel like he's coming for a step-up game. Obviously, he was hurt in that postseason matchup last season. And, so I lean to Milwaukee, but don't like it. I just think that both these teams coming for a game feels like a coin flip.
Prop Teacher says he's got a crazy Kyrie stat for you guys. So why don't you go over to the Prop Teacher's page and see what he's got for you. And I got to ask TJ, if he's going to be watching the lives and typing on the lives, then fucking come on the live, TJ. What the fuck? Prop Teacher, my man. All right, anyway. We'll talk about that, Bucks. Like I said, right now my lean is to Milwaukee +2. Cavs and Atlanta Hawks. And guys, like I said, I shot this game out there last night. And here's the reasoning for it. Both teams are back-to-back. But Atlanta played a cruise game, jumped all over OKC early, basically sat all the starters out in the 4th quarter. No one person played more than 30 minutes for the Hawks. Cavaliers, a little bit more of a fight. Garland and LeVert played, I think, 38 and 37 minutes, respectively, a much tougher time. With all the injuries, they're a much thinner team. In other words, Hawks are a deeper team. You've got not only Allen out, but again, Mobley is going to be out. Hawks, Gallinari, and Bogdanovich, they've got questionable. Now, Hawks are one of the teams like Minnesota and the Lakers. They throw questionables up there. Again, if you're a follower of this show, Bogdanovich is almost questionable almost every day. So that line has not moved. Again, gave you that game last night about 11:30 at night. I laid 5. Game is now 6. This is what you get. It had to beat the bookie. Hawks not covering the 6.5. Okay, Yanni, you're an expert. For AJR lifts, I actually just threw him out of the live. And that guy from the other day on my page, Las Vegas Broads, blocked. I don't need assholes, trolls, coming in here, getting my fucking free knowledge for free. I had some hard on today DMing me, asking me about the games. I'm like, buddy, are you a member? No. I'm like, well, wait till the show. Well, I can't. So you don't want to watch the live. You don't want to support us by becoming a member, and I should just tell you the fucking game. Are you guys fucking kidding me? Anyway, break my balls, become a troll, you get blocked. I'm going to give you the games for free. Guys would pay fucking thousands, and I mean literally thousands for these games. You get the Sharp Guy games before the Sharp Guy bets them. Who the fuck gives you a game the night before? Come on, be real. Anyway.
Talk your shit, John.
What's that?
Oh, I just said talk your shit. Let them hear it.
I don't know how fucking stupid these guys could be, and they think I'm going to let them fucking troll and talk nonsense, and you don't know what you're talking about, and fade this kid, he's in it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I always say, I've never met so many fucking tough guys since I came on Instagram. And I fucking grew up with some tough motherfucking guys, okay? Anyway, that being said, Clippers, Bulls. Here's a game I would have jumped on the Clippers. You got, again, if this was a week ago, 10 days ago, with this game, you would have jumped on. You would have jumped all over the Clippers. You've got Bulls returning home, 5-game, 8-day road trip. Home revenge. They beat the Clippers back in November by 10 points in LA. Prior to that, Clippers had won 9 of 10 meetings. Everything says bet the Clippers. Problem is, like we've been saying with the Clippers shocked the shit out of me the other day when down 20-some-odd points to Utah. Paul George's first game back. This kid comes back after layoff 3 months, scores 34, and they come all the way back and win a game. Clippers have not been trying. They've not been putting out a great effort because they're pretty much locked into the 8th seed. Okay, so here's the game of who wants to play more. Now, Clippers are listing Batum and Morris as questionable. That'll tell me all I need to know. Are the Clippers going for the win, or are they still resting guys? So if Batum and Morris were to play, I'd be more apt to bet the Clippers in the spot. If they're not, that's telling me they may give some guys some breaks. I didn't expect to see PG-13 play the minutes that he did the other night. Are they going to run him out there again? In his second game back? We'll see. So, again, a lot of these games right now, guys, who wants it more? Who's coming for that game and who's laying down? So I'm laying off this one.
Yeah, guys, that comeback there with the Clippers the other night against Utah. I mean, we saw a lot of fight from them in the second half. Don't know if they get up for this game against Chicago. They're just locked in the 8th seed, essentially. Meanwhile, the Bulls are still kind of battling for position. They're tied with the Raptors in that 5-6 spot. 2 games up on the Cavs from falling into the play-in. But as far as this game tonight with the Clippers and Bulls, I mean, we saw that Clippers comeback. Clippers are one of those teams I typically like to live bet in the second half, and just in the sense they usually don't have fight, but we got to see what's going on with Morris and Batum. If they end up resting those guys, could just be a little bit of a lay-down game. They do play Milwaukee tomorrow. Could be looking a little bit on into that matchup, a little bit of a playoff test. And, so with that look ahead, I'm not really looking to take it, but can't back the Bulls right now. I mean, they've just been abysmal lately. And was it 5-11 straight up, 4-12 against the spread? And then beyond that, just the Clippers do well in the matchup. So don't want to buck that, but don't see the Clippers getting up tonight.
Guys, I had another guy DM me just yesterday. It was actually, and he was giving me shit about that I only picked 2 games, and why should I pay for the VIP service to only get 2 games? Guys, one more time, and I'll tell this to everybody. Okay, I only bet when I see an edge. If I don't see a bet, I don't make a game. If I don't give you the game. You go somewhere else, okay? You could find plenty of touts out there that'll tell you to bet every fucking game because they don't have a clue. Like I said, there's some nights that I'll sit out a day totally. If you're just a tout, you can't do that. But when it comes to pro football, you got to have a bet every Monday night, every Thursday night, every Sunday night. You can't go a day without a bet. I do. I really fucking bet. These guys give it because they have to sell. And we're not here to sell. I'm here to win. So I told the guy, you want somebody? Go find somebody. Right now, I got 1 bet, okay? I might have more. Happened last night. We only had 2 bets. We added 1. Right now, at this part of the year, toughest part of the year, you got to know who's coming for that game. So right now, we're only got 1 bet. You never would know what can happen later. Does he think best strategy is betting the whole state? Look, these guys are clueless. And again, this was part of the reason to have how to beat the bookie was to take your average bettor and make you a sharper bettor. Give you insight to the trends that we look at, how we rate the teams, the difference home and away, all these things to make you a sharper bettor. Keep you from buying numbers like these fucking cappers. Yeah, buy a fucking point, $1.30. Okay? Guys that call themselves cappers want to give an extra 20 cents to the book. That alone tells you all you need to know about their fucking gambling knowledge. None. That's none. No knowledge, okay? Teasers, parlays, sucker bets. Fucking suckers do that. But these guys want you to pay them. Anyway, last game of the night, guys. Lakers and Jazz. Lakers have won the first 2 meetings of this year. Both were played in L.A. They'll be without LeBron tonight. It looks like they're setting up for the game tomorrow night. Anthony Davis should come back. They've got the Pelicans. That's a game that they're going to want to win. They're a half game in front of San Antonio for the 10th spot, the final spot for the play-in. Utah, they're coming home 6-game, 10-day trip, lost the last 5 games. They're in a funk. They do get Bogdanovich back tonight. This number is 13.5. And you know what? Without LeBron and Anthony Davis in the lineup, it belongs to be this high. But I'm not touching this one, Ben.
Yeah, Jazz guys, 8-16 against the spread as a double-digit favorite this year. So don't love laying double digits for them. I will say it's a get-right game. I mean, they're on a little losing skid right now. We saw that with the Heat. They were on their little bit of a losing skid the other night. They had that massive bounce-back 23-point win against Sacramento. This feels like this should be that spot here for Utah, but just wouldn't be surprised to see the Lakers backdoor, some of those younger dudes on that Lakers team hang around. Just Utah doesn't cover the big spread. So with that, I slightly lean to the Lakers. Not something I'm touching pregame. They're usually a better second-half team, start slow. Something I would look at possibly in the second half. I mean, it's just not much of a Lakers team without LeBron. And, yeah, they're getting up for that game tomorrow against the Pelicans. I see some like a 1.5 for that line coming out for tomorrow. Very interested to see what that actually opens up at the rest of the books. That's just kind of a spot number. But they're coming for that game against New Orleans.
Yeah, only one spot's got the 1.5 number up, which pretty much I see 7 spots that have the entire board up except for the Laker game. Just before we get Kenny Betts Big on here, I got my man Dark Closer 86 saying, toughest part of the year, and you're killing it. I am, because I'm selective. Guys, it's not the quantity of bets. It's the quality. Make good, sharp bets. When we have an edge, the more games you bet, the more chance you're going to lose. That's the more edge you give to the book. Let's bring Kenny on and see if he's got a little college or what he's got going on for us.
Let's see here.
There he goes, Kenny. What's happening, my man?
Not much. Just in the parking lot waiting for the bookie to come meet me. You know how that goes, right? How you guys doing?
Is he dropping a package off?
Of course, man. He's always dropping the package. Not always, but I'm not even going to cap. Not always, but yeah, he's dropping one off this week.
Well,
package. Abandon them and put in a fucking safe deposit box.
Yeah. So I heard, I want to ask your opinion on this one, John, because I know you're the NBA GOAT here. So you like the Sixers tonight?
I do not like the game. No, 76ers coming off a tough loss against the Bucks. They're going to come for this game. They're 2 games back now. They're in that you get 4 teams in the East separated by 2 games. The trend I won't buck is they've beaten the Pistons 14 of the last 16 games, 12-4 against the spread. Again, on the other hand, you get the Pistons on this ridiculous against the spread run, 16-2-1 their last 19 games. I can find a better game than that. I sit this one out. I may see something at halftime, but to pregame, I don't see nothing.
Okay, yeah. One thing I'm all speculation, but I'm looking at the standings here. Like I feel like it makes sense for the Sixers to like drop down a spot in the standings, right? Like right now they're facing the Raptors first round of the playoffs. If they drop down a slot, they're facing the Bulls, and we all know the Bulls are the most fraudulent team in the East. I would much rather face the Bulls if I'm the Sixers.
But that can easily change, Kenny. I mean, I can see Toronto overtaking the Bulls. If Clippers beat the Bulls tonight, you got Toronto ahead of them.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I was asking, what you think on that. I'm not going to touch that game, but I think it's a game where maybe the Pistons come to play. I like Cade Cunningham over points in that one a little more if you're going to bet that game, just because I feel like he's really going hard right now for the Rookie of the Year. So I feel like he's going to put up a lot of shots like we saw him do the other night in Brooklyn.
Pistons as a whole, I actually wrote that in my write-up on the website. Pistons, you've got 3 teams, Magic, Detroit, Houston, going for that, for the worst record in NBA to get the most lottery balls. The other 2 are tanking. The Pistons are certainly not tanking. They're fighting to the end, as evidenced by their 16-2-1 against the spread record the last 19 games. So they're fighting to the very end. Look, you're not doing nothing wrong if you're taking the Pistons with the spread, that run that they're on. I just don't buck trends like that. As far as we've had a lot of guys talking about this team doesn't want to win this game in the East. Everybody doesn't have to want to avoid the Nets. I'm not that impressed with the Nets. Right now, I make Milwaukee a better team than the Nets. My lead tonight is Milwaukee at Brooklyn. The Celtics are a better team than the Nets. Miami Heat right now, coming back after last night, they had a bad few games. They're a better team than the Nets. So I don't know why everybody should be so scared of the Nets. I think the Nets have the 76ers number. That I could tell you. But the other teams, I don't think any of those teams should be scared of the Nets. And who knows where the Nets are going to finish. Cavaliers are in a free fall right now. If you look at the Nets end of their schedule, I think after tonight, and I think they go to Atlanta, I think it's Cupcake City the rest of the way out. Give me one sec. Milwaukee tonight at Atlanta, then you get the Rockets, who've basically given up, at the Knicks, which is always a tough game. Cleveland, who's right in front of them, in Brooklyn. They should take care of business there. And the Pacers, who've basically punted since the trade deadline. So I can see the Nets overtaking them, and now you've got them in the 7th spot. So now, do you play to not get in the 2 spot? Win the games. Rest your guys, those top 4 guys right now. Heat, Bucks, Celtics, Philly. Your number one thing is get your guys into the playoffs healthy. But get in there sharp. I don't think juggling for position, lose a game here or lose a game there to drop down is part of it.
So come playoff time, gun to your head, you would take the Heat over in a series over the Nets?
I would.
Wow, that's crazy.
The Nets came up with a huge game and beat the Heat. I was all over the Nets that night. Was that a couple of nights ago? Prior to that, the Heat had won the whole series this year. The Heat are a deeper, better team. The Nets have the 2 best players, KD and Kyrie. So they get the 2 best players. The Heat are a better, deeper team. Look, before the last 5 games, forget about last night. Go back 5 games ago when they went up to Philly, which started the fall, without Harden and Embiid. They lost that game. Then they go on to lose to the Knicks without Randall and to Golden State without Curry, Clay, and Dre Green. Before that, Heat were by far, they had the lead in the East, and they were considered the best team. Them in Boston, best team in the East. They had a bad stretch. They're not a different team. They just had a bad stretch. Hero's back. He's healthy. Butler's back. He's healthy. Bam in the middle is going to give you defense. It's a war. I'm not saying that they're going to definitely beat the Nets, but I see no reason why they should be afraid of them. That hey, we got to lose a game here to avoid them. Philly, the Nets have Philly's number. Any of those other teams, that's a tough series. And if anything, I give Milwaukee the lean over the Nets.
Come playoff time, I just think the stars. That's when the cream rises to the crop. Is that what they call it?
Rises to the top.
Yeah. I just think Kevin Durant, Kyrie. I mean, Ben Simmons obviously up in the air. If he plays, we don't even know what he's going to add to the team.
What could he be? Yeah,
he'll definitely improve the defense. The defense definitely improve, right? And I just think in a playoff series, the only team I would be worried about as a Nets backer is the Bucks, because I think the Bucks with Giannis, Middleton, Drew Holiday, they have the stars that can compete with Brooklyn stars, right? Like James Harden
last year. I mean, they did this already.
Yeah, and Kyrie didn't play. Well, he got hurt in game 2, right? And the Nets looked like they were going to run the Bucks out of the gym before he got hurt.
Well, the first 2 they won the first 2 in Brooklyn. You could feel the momentum shift as soon as they went to Milwaukee. When they came back to Brooklyn, I knew Bucks were taking that game.
Giannis was also banged up there with the knee issue in the first couple of games in that series. So, I mean, once he kind of got a little bit of health, a couple of days rest, went back home. And that team, they just match up well, like you said, with the Nets. They have the star power. I mean, Drew Holiday, one of the best perimeter defenders, to match up with a guy like Kyrie. And without Ben Simmons, I just don't trust the Nets defense at all. And
real quick, I want to ask you guys about some college before I hop off here. So, Ben, I think Nova it's got to be the play, right? Like, I saw comments, everyone worried about the dude tearing his Achilles. Jay Wright is the best coach left in the tournament. I don't care about Coach K. I don't care about, Bill Self. Jay Wright is a stud as a coach. I think he'll definitely get those guys prepared. Duke, Kansas seems just too easy to me, right? Just seems so simple, so square.
Everywhere. Duke, Kansas, money line parlay. Duke, Kansas, money. It's just the most square way to go about the weekend. I mean,
super square. I don't see Duke losing. I think Duke has too much firepower, 5 potential first-round picks, the Coach K farewell tour. I just can't see Duke getting to this point and losing, especially after the way they lost in the ACC championship. They lost Coach K's. Yeah, they lost Coach K's last home game as 10-point favorites. Like, I think Duke is going to be super focused for this game, and I think they should run Carolina out of the gym. But something's telling me Nova is definitely the play. I love the 4.5, but I think they might win that one outright, honestly. And I don't really like Villanova. I've been kind of fading them a little bit here in the tournament, and it's burned me a few times. But they just play really well. They don't miss free throws. They're just such a good coach team.
That's what it is, too. I think Kansas is the best on-paper team left in the tournament. But like you said, the Jay Wright coaching advantage and just 4.5 points is a lot of points. I mean, by a lot of numbers, like if you go look at like some of the ESPN ratings, whoever it is, I mean, Nova's the favorite in that game. So 4.5 is a lot of points for a good defense, well-coached team. Obviously, the injury plays a factor, but there's no way I could take Kansas. I still think Kansas wins the game, but I don't think they cover. It's kind of weird.
These two games they're pretty tough to handicap. Is like I don't like the spreads. If you're gonna bet the favorites, those 4-point spreads are tough, especially on the Kansas game. Because like I said, Nova doesn't miss free throws. They just literally don't fucking miss them. I think they're 90% as a team, which is insane. So
yeah, number one team in college. But here's my question about the college game. So I don't know if you saw like the under tear that's been going on right now. The last couple, the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, the unders were 12-0.
I cashed a couple. I should have been on all of them, apparently.
Yeah, I was the same way. I had 3 of them, but I wish I had the other 9. But do you think that continues? I mean, Duke UNC is kind of an overtrending matchup, but obviously in this spotlight, this point in tournament, it's going to be a bit more defensive intense. I think Kansas Villanova screams under, but
definitely, yeah, I love the under there because a lot of people don't realize like Villanova plays great fucking defense. They're really scrappy, great team defense. So I like the under in that one. And honestly, it's a little bit of a scary one, but I kind of like the under in the Duke one too because during the regular season, the teams average for like 164 points or something like that. The line set at 151, right? Is that what it is? 151?
Yeah, it was.
Everyone's going to look at that and say, oh, 151, they're averaging 13 more points during the regular season. I'm going to slam that over. Anyone I see is on that over in that UNC Duke game. So just, knowing that you always kind of fade the public, fade that popular bet, I would think under in that Duke game too.
Yeah, definitely lean there. And then, I mean, Nova is I think it's 345th. They're like bottom 15 in all of college basketball on pace. They're just such a slow team. And that's part of the drawing fouls and the fundamentals of Jay Wright basketball. But so then for sure. And then the Duke UNC game, usually, a bit more up-tempo teams. But come Final Four, every possession matters. Every shot clock, 30 seconds. You guys soak that up. So I'm with you. I lean under both games still.
And then looking at how the tournament has played out as well, like UNC, they've played great to get to this point, but they've been lights out from 3. Like those things are very hard to continue on a 3, 4, 5 game stretch, right? So I think they're due for a bad shooting night, and I just think Duke is going to come out with that chip on their shoulder, real high intensity, high pressure defense because like imagine how embarrassed they were, all the shit in the headlines about them, losing Coach K's last home game against UNC. I think Duke I like Duke a lot this weekend.
Coach K even said when they lost that game to UNC in the regular season, he said in that like post-game speech in the middle of the court in front of the whole home crowd, season's not over yet, dropped the mic, like walked out. So he wants this game more than anyone, obviously. Last game, doesn't want to go lose to UNC. And I don't know. They've been choking, trying to win for Coach K and the ACC championship, last game of the regular season. I feel like they get it done this time.
I did say the same thing about UNC, and they kept on shooting good. And again, gambling is not a one-game thing. I don't care if it had, one game the results didn't come. But you look over the course of every season, no team shoots that well consistently every game. Like they're due for a bad game. It happens. So that's the difference between a square bettor and a sharp guy, and someone who wins and someone who loses. So,
and that's the guy that's beating the number. That's what's going to consider you a sharp guy. And like advantage. You guys got to realize,
John.
The books. Go ahead, Ken.
I know. It was my phone. I'm saying, I know you probably love this. Like the trolls, man. They're the guys talking, but I'm the one walking around with fucking 20 grand in my book bag, right? Like sitting here waiting for another 10 pack to arrive at my car.
That's all it means. Who's taking money, Kenny?
Exactly. So,
take
John,
it home, man. Hey, thanks for coming on. You're welcome anytime. Just give me a heads up so we can fit you in. We run a little long. Guys, Monday through Friday, we're here, 5 o'clock Eastern. Again, April 6th, my prices are going up. Guys, Get in. Go to howtobeatthebookie.com. Become a member. If you become a member now before April 6th and you don't cancel, your price is grandfathered in. It will never change. As long as you don't cancel, be it a year from now, 10 years from now, your price will never change.
Yeah.
Any last words, Kenny?
Yeah, of course. For anyone that's in here, if you're buying picks and you're not buying John's picks or my picks or Ben's picks, you sell picks, right, Ben?
I put some up in the Discord and then also through John's site, so it's all through How to Beat the Bookie.
All you have to do is listen to what guys like us are talking about for a 10-minute period, not even 10 minutes probably, and you can tell a huge difference between a lot of the, these little show and pony acts that are going on Instagram. There's a big difference as to what we're doing here. So, if you're not buying any, especially with baseball coming up, you're just making a bad decision.
It's not a difference. It's not even a comparison.
Yeah.
I go on and I listen to a bunch of guys talk, and a bunch of them, I can't even, it's like fucking nails on a chalkboard. Just hearing them talk, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And that's what I say. If nothing else, come on the live and just get some knowledge. Just like I said, there's a few statistics, like the run that the against the spread run that the Pistons are on, a game that if you say, well, Philly just owns this team, they do. But let's consider the run that the Pistons are on right now. They're not giving up double digits at home. Maybe just stay off the game. Like I said, I was telling guys in my DMs yesterday, oh, you only bet 1 or 2 games. I don't want to pay the fee. I said, buddy, then don't pay me. Cancel your service and go get a guy that's going to give you a fucking bet on every single game. That's not me. I give out the games I bet. I do not bet every day. We laugh. J.A. Cavalier, he's going to give you a max bet on the side, max bet on the total, a max bet on a parlay every Thursday, Sunday, Monday night football game without fail. Is it possible to love every TV game every fucking night? It's not. It's a sales tactic. And I tell them all the time, if you don't know that, right, you go to a casino and you sit down and play cards. You look around the table. If you don't know who the mark is, Kenny, you're the mark. I mean, it's that fucking simple. If you don't know you're getting sold, you're the fucking sucker. It's that simple. What we give you here, after a year of having my guys, we don't beat the line like once in a blue moon, like we stepped in shit. We beat the fucking NBA line every day, day in and day out. I give out a game, and then later on in the day, I see my competitors giving out the same game after it moved a point if, or saying that they took an unrealistic number that was never around. So anyway, if you're not here, you're not listening to this knowledge. Like he says, you're the mark, you're the sucker. You're getting $40, $50 a day.
It's crazy because I think you're kind of fairly new to the Instagram Live, right? Like in the last 5-6 months.
I'm 59 years old, so yeah, Instagram's about the only thing I'm fucking new to.
Like Ben, I know you remember, like 8 months ago, there was not many guys selling picks, doing lives, putting themselves out there as much. Now it seems like everyone is a handicapper selling picks. You go in some of these guys' profile, they're 75% for the year. Like Billy fucking Walters isn't hitting 75%. Now all of a sudden you're the best bettor in the world, but yet you're going to work a 9 to 5. Something's not adding up. Because I know damn well if I'm hitting 75% of my bets on the year, I'm living in fucking Fiji on a hut in the water for the whole year.
Look, again, if you're hitting anything over 60%, you're doing a real fucking good job. I've told these guys before, I've dealt with Billy Walters. Billy used to bet into the office through it personally and through all the fucking guys that moved for him years ago. I just said it yesterday because they were asked, a couple guys asking, what's a sharp guy? And I said, Google Billy Walters 60 Minutes interview. So I see a couple of guys did that. And only then can you tell who has real knowledge. And these are guys that move the market, and that's what a sharp guy is. A guy that moves the market. Okay, same thing as in Wall Street, and they're very similar. It's the certain guys that when they're going out on a stock, an Amazon or whatever it might be, they're moving the market, and that's what the sharp guys do in pro sports. But especially in NBA, they manipulate the number wherever they want it. And overnight, they're already setting games up. If they want to make a phony, they push the line one way. They'll spend 10 dimes to push the line this way. 2 dimes at this out, 2 dimes at that out, 3 dimes at this out. Use the main outs, push the line one way. All the other books open off all the lines that they see, and now they can come take back a better number for 10 times the amount that they invested. This is a science, guys. And this, again, was part of the reason we're doing How to Beat the Bookie, not to just give you the games, but to make you understand, show you what is behind the whole thing, what makes a sharp guy. And like Kenny's mentioning Billy Walters, Billy, in his best days, is hitting over 60%. There's no such thing as 70%. Yeah, maybe when you're laying 2 to 1 and 3 to 1 favorites, money line, then you can hit 70%. Other than that, it's not possible for an extended period of time. You hit 60% at a $1.10 sport, you're jumbo. You know, I'm telling my guys, Kenny, I know you're a baseball guy too. I'm telling them I'm not going to hit 50% in baseball this year. Reason being, I'm going to bet 90% dogs.
Yeah, all dogs. And, you know, very rarely can you touch a favorite in baseball.
Very
Baseball
rarely.
is, yeah.
Favorite here. Look, if I say it all the time. If I see a price that's $1.25 and I think that game should be $1.50, I'll lay the favorite. It's all about the number. Yeah. Okay, but for the most part, it's going to be dogs. And like I was saying, it's going to be the Tigers, and it's going to be the Pirates, and it's going to be the teams that are getting the big over. And that's it. You're going to lose more games than you're going to win. But because you're taking the price, the end of the year, you're going to make the money. And that's how it goes.
Yeah, like I put on I haven't been too active. Usually I post like my results the next day, every day on my story. But with March Madness, getting ready for baseball, I've been dealing with some life shit. So I've just been kind of low key on Instagram lately. So yesterday I put something up with my results for March. I'm at 58.6% for the month of March, right? So many trolls hit me up. Dude, you're a bum. You're a loser. 58% sucks. And I'm thinking in my head, like, dude, I'm up 11 units. Let's say 5 dimes a unit. That's almost 60 grand in a month. And these trolls are in my DMs talking shit. Like it's
they're used to seeing these frauds talk about 75, 80%. Their whale bets hit 85%. Nobody hits these numbers. Look,
no.
I had a great week. I guess we put it up just the other day. I think it was March 7th through the 13th. I went 16-1 in NBA. Absolutely fucking killed the NBA. So I got guys saying, well, what's your percentage? I'm like, well, my percentage is at 92.3. That was a 1 week fucking deal. You missed it. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm again, but that's not the norm. If I hit 60%, I got guys telling me they don't want to pay me when I hit 60%. It's fucking insane. It's insane.
It's crazy, right? And the problem is, you know, some people get the idea they just want, you know, a lot of people, they try to do it where they'll take one game and they'll just put like all their money on one game, right? No one really wants to go through the grind. Like, people think sports betting is this huge glamorous life, and it is if you're good and you're winning, but there's also a grind to it, and it's hard, it's stressful, there's ups and downs. It's not, you know, it's not a fucking rocket ship to the moon. It's just crazy how some people think in this community. And I feel like it's getting worse, actually. Like, I thought it was going to get better as sports betting became more of a prevalent industry, but it's just like the sports betting industry, especially on Instagram, this is fucking gross, dude. Like, half of these guys selling picks now should not be fucking even giving advice, let alone charging for their advice.
They shouldn't be walking around without a fucking helmet on their head. Yeah. They shouldn't fucking walk and chew bubblegum at the same fucking time. Look, guys, it really boils down to one thing. If you don't know the guy that you're following is a fucking fraud, then you don't have a clue. All you got to do is go to a few of these guys' lives, listen to them talk. Where's the stats? Where's the this? You know, just giving me you're the best. You hit 18 in a row. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody does it. You come on my show and you listen to the stats we give. Now we give games for free on the live. Why do I give them for free? A lot of my guys get aggravated. Why pay for it? Well, if I give you the game in the fucking morning or the night before and I give it to you a -2, the game is now -4 or -4.5. The game moved 2.5 points already. I don't have a problem giving that game out. You know what I'm saying? Because we've talked about this before. If I take 6 and at nighttime, by the time our live is on, the game is 3, that game's not a bet for me at 3 anymore. At 6, it was a bet. At 3 is what I make the number. You know, to be 3 points off in an NBA game is a big margin. My usual margin is 2 points off or a point and a half, and the spot is really good. So you're off 3 points. That's a big spot. But these guys don't realize it.
And it's crazy. It's because it's kind of frustrating. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's pretty disrespectful to me. I know, because I know how hard it is to be successful in this industry. Right? There's a reason only 1% of people are making money. So to see people come on and act as if
just look better. Look. Yeah. All my guys will tell you. I call them out. I tell them go to their site. Go to every one of their sites. See what they charge. See what kind of information you're going to get. Look, I have a website. You go to my website, you can actually read a preview on every single game, not just the games I bet. So if you're thinking about making a bet as one of our members on your own, my preview might sway you one way or the other. May keep you off a loser. You know what I mean? But I'm giving you something, not just a name and a telegram. I'm going to say his fucking name because I was going back and forth with that David Miller, the Vegas ringer guy.
He seems pretty legit.
Oh, he's legit. There's no question about it. He's a fucking nut job, I think, the fucking kid. He went back and forth with a couple of DMs, talking about stuff, talking about maybe doing some collab. And I said something about these guys that use a telegram. Look, I use the VIP service, so I can get a bet out to you like this. I don't even know what the fuck a telegram is. All I know is most of these guys, and I call them touts. They're not cappers, they're touts. These are the fucking guys that used to be around fucking Aqueduct Racetrack. Bet the 4-horse. They're fucking touts. Now, tell me one of these guys can make a fucking number. If we sat down, here, give me your line on the Cavaliers and Hawks tomorrow. That's what the fuck they would be like. But to get back to this David Miller, so I was mentioning about the telegram, not even talking about him, didn't even know he had a fucking telegram. I think the dude charges $5 a month for his fucking service. Now, the guy's legit. There's no question about that. You see, he shot me a thing. You took a shot at me. I'm like, what are you talking about, took a shot? And then I took about our telegram. I'm like, buddy, you even know the fuck you had a telegram. He had like a little fucking thing. Yeah, he looks a little zombied out if you watch his videos. That's my fucking opinion. I was going to say we could fucking work together, but hey, you want to be a dick? You be a fucking dick. You got the wrong guy to be a dick with. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, but he's definitely down some big juice on the games though, for sure. He's legit, that guy.
He's legit. I'm not taking nothing away from that.
I'm just bouncing off you.
If I'm having a conversation with you, talk to me with the right fucking way. First of all, like I was just saying before, I never met so many tough guys till I got on Instagram. Guys, I couldn't get my fucking hands on you because you're in a fucking phone. You would not talk to me like that if we were in the street standing next to each other. But talk to me like a fucking reasonable man, and I'll say, buddy, didn't know you had a talk. I don't even know what a telegram is. Ben does every fucking technical thing that I have to do. I make my numbers like fucking loose leaf paper. I'm still working like prehistoric days, Kenny.
Yeah, I love it though, man. You're fucking good at what you do. You're winning. That's all that matters. Whether it's your computers, paper,
I'm the best.
NBA, you're definitely the best. I'll give you that.
I don't do college. That's not my thing. I'm hoping Ben's gonna be the fucking best in college one day.
Getting there.
Yeah, it's kind of it's wild, John, because it goes like between social media, even before that, right? Like I'm sure when you were growing up as a kid, you get into a fight, you punch some kid in his mouth when you're growing up. You're not getting sued, right? When I'm growing up, I punch some kid in the mouth. I got to worry about his family suing me. That's kind of trickled down into social media now with all these internet tough guys, like you're saying, where people don't realize the shit you're saying behind a keyboard. You say that in person, you're gonna get punched in the fucking mouth. So
fucking Will Smith and Chris Rock is what you're gonna fucking get. Silly stuff. Anyway, Kenny, thanks for spending the time with us.
Always, man. Always love talking to you guys. Be good.
Money, you go take that fucking $20K, go party up with it. A lot more to make that where it's come from. You guys go check out Kenny Bets Big.
Appreciate that.
Guys, Ben, what do you guys? You could be watching this game tonight, Xavier.
Yeah, not on the stream. We'll be back on the stream, guys, Saturday, Final Four, a little bit of NBA action as well that night. And yeah, so stream's coming back then. If I have any live bets tonight, those will be in the Discord. That link's in our bio for those of you guys who want to join that.
That's it, guys. Okay, so we're back 5 o'clock Eastern, Monday through Friday. Be back again tomorrow. Let's make some money.
Good luck, guys.